Hi, Jen. So, how's it going?
Good.
So, I know that your teachers asked you to really be thinking hard about the ending of your piece, right?
Yes.
And what have you been? What's been on your mind as you think about the ending?
Well, I've been trying to take Adam's story and kind of think about what I can take from his story and put it at my ending. And I noticed that he's done his ending bit by bit, and he's shown every part of that that moment. He's shown the part where he went up the hill, where he ran up to catch a glimpse, and I've tried to get every bit and piece of that.
So the way he told it really slowly has been the main thing that
Yes.
you're working on. Did you also take any of the other techniques you noticed, like that he'd used a particular object as a symbol, or two objects as symbols, or not?
Well, no, I didn't take that.
Okay. It was mostly the extending the image.
Yes.
Last image. Okay. So where did you do that?
Well, my ending starts here.
Okay. Let's look at this together. This is the part you wrote today?
Oh, no, this is my ending. This is the ending.
Okay, this is your ending. Okay, and I'm going to be looking at this to see, we'll look at it together to see the way in which you've stretched it out.
Yes.
Okay. As I stood there with my arms latched tight around my sister and my cheek on her shoulder. Ooh, right? You're starting with a strong image. I thought about all the things that shared our relationship. I thought about how my tears symbolized the bond that held our relationship. I'll miss you, I said, with thick tears pouring down my eyes. I'll miss you too, she said, with a river of tears coming down her face. Let's go, Jevin, my mom said. She wasn't showing it, but her face was as dry as
Japan after
after a tsunami. Oh, you mean not at all dry, right?
Yes.
Okay, I let go of my sister and walked out the door. As I walked down the hall, I realized I was getting a glimpse of what she would see when she walked out her door to come home. Okay, so, and you're wanting, you're trying to tell it really bit by bit.
Yes.
Okay, and how do you think you did at that?
Well, I know I could do more of the bit by bit part, but I think by showing that I stood there with my arms around her and my cheek on her shoulder, and at the same I stood there hugging my sister. I think that kind of shows it bit by bit, and then kind of stretching it out a bit more.
The tears and the symbol.
Yes, and then I put dialogue. And
Can I stop you for a second?
Yes.
Let's get Adam's mentor out, the piece you were studying. Where is that one? It's in here somewhere, right? Is this the piece?
Yes.
This is it? Okay. So let's look really closely at how Adam did that exact same part, okay? All right. Okay. The car pulled down the driveway, right? Is this the part you want to look at, or should we look here? I stood there for a moment and slowly made my way back up the driveway.
yeah,
This
I
way.
stood there for a
Okay.
moment.
I stood there for a moment, then slowly made my way up the back driveway. I remembered I was holding John's pen hat, and I put it on backwards. Okay? I walked into his room. Right? So, when I'm studying the way he did this bit by bit by bit, it does seem to me that it's a little bit more stretched out still than you've got it. Because here, as I stood there with my arms tied around my sister, my cheek on her shoulder, fine, I thought about all the things that shifted our relationship. Okay? But it's not sort of, as I stood there, this thought came to me, or I did this, then I did this, then I did this. When you say I thought about all the things that shifted our relationship, would you call that a bit by bit thought?
No.
Do you see that? How you're kind of I thought of all the things, right? That moment, you can still, somebody once said that you could spend you could write 30 pages about just washing a dish, okay? Because you can hold the dish, and you can think about this, then you can take the sponge, and you can think about this, and then you can move the sponge on the dish, and you could think about this. Do you see what I mean? You can notice the bubbles, you can shake them off your hand, right? This part, if you're really trying to stretch it out, you can do it more. Okay? And it just has to do with pushing yourself, right? Because you've got a lot of talent as a writer, but when you've got talent, it's kind of like a responsibility, because you've got to work so hard, all right, to make it this is good. Okay, and a lot of people would say, oh yeah, you stretched it out. But really, you can look at Adam's piece and you can see he did it even better. Okay? And you think you could do it even more?
Yes.
All right. So how are you going to physically do it? Are you going to do it on this page or get another paper or what?
I'm probably gonna get another page and like rewrite all of this and then have it like as I stood there with my arms lashed tight around my sister and my cheek on her shoulder. I thought about how this
About
happened.
something specific.
Yes.
Okay. And then even your actions with your sister. Maybe you pushed her hair out of her face, or you wiped her this. You're doing more things and you think more. And you do more things and you think more. Okay. So this paragraph is going to become a page.
Yes.
All right. And that's kind of ambitious work as a writer.
Yes.
Off you go.